Hello, Internet. Hello, YouTube. It is I once more, Jordan, aka Defcos, the One Piece fanboy, poverty style, uh, incognito style. That's how I roll for now, at least. But anyway, we're doing another One Piece volume today. It is Sunday, so had to do a One Piece video because I'm in the mood. We're doing volume 10 today. I was able to get some post-its, so I don't have to worry about those Magic the Gathering cards falling out of the book every time I open it. Um, so I got some post-its from work, so that should work a little bit better. All right, so let's get into it. I'll read the foreword. Here's Volume 10. It's been 2 years since I started this series. 2 years. So at Volume 10, it had been 2 years already. Wow. Okay, that makes sense. 2 years, 2 years. Back then, Sazai-san, who's 24, was only 24. Oh, now that I think about it, I'm now the same age as Sazai-san. But it seems like I used to be the same age as Katsuo-kun. Who will it be next? Norisuke-kun? Taiko-san? Tara-san? It makes me laugh to say Tara-san or Ikura-san. What am I going on about? Anyway, I'm the same as ever, not working, just drawing manga. And then it says, editor's note, the aforementioned names belong to ageless characters from the beloved series Sazai-san. Okay. It blows my mind that Oda was 24 when he was drawing this. So he started when he was 22. That's really young. Like, that's nuts. And he was so talented from the start. Like, Oda is really kind of a prodigy. Like he is just like really amazing at drawing, really amazing at telling stories. And he started so young, so young. When I was 22, I wanted to draw comics for a living, but I certainly wasn't. And I'm not. I'm still not. And I still would like to do that for a living. Um, yeah, but yeah, it's nuts that he was so young and he was already doing like living the dream. All right, so this is a cool color spread. The Arlon Pirate cover spread. You see the Straw Hats at the top and the Arlon Pirates at the bottom. Uh, and they're all the Straw Hats are above their opponents. I think he did well, I know he did a cover spread that was similar during the Enies Lobby arc with the Straw Hats at the top and the CP9 at the bottom. It's kind of a similar style. That was a cool color spread too. Oh yeah, so I put a post-it here, and literally the only reason I put a post-it here was because I like this chapter cover. Stand by, stand by, stand the pain, stand by, stand by. I thought that was pretty dope. This kind of reminds me of like a Bleach style cover like chapter cover, but I'm not the biggest fan of Bleach. I used to read it, but then I stopped like way before it ended. I stopped like I forget what chapter it was, but I stopped kind of early on. Like I maybe only read like the beginning of Bleach pretty much. Like I got into the Soul Society stuff, but I didn't get much further into it after that. I stopped reading for some reason. Same thing with Naruto. Like shortly after the time skip, I stopped reading it. I only kept up with One Piece. I don't know why, but Bleach and Naruto to me weren't as awesome, and for some reason I just kind of fell off when it came to reading those manga. But I think I'm gonna go back and finish them up just because they are classic titles. I was thinking maybe I would read other manga, not just One Piece, on this channel. I kind of want to read like Hunter x Hunter, and I guess I should probably finish Naruto and Bleach. My Hero Academia was another one I wanted to read. So yeah, so if I actually start getting viewers, I might actually branch out into other series as well. But for now, we're just doing One Piece, and One Piece is my favorite among all of those anyway. So, yeah, I think I have to sneeze. I think I have to sneeze. Okay, maybe not. Okay, we'll see. All right, so here we go. One Piece Volume 10. So it's right after Luffy breaks down the door. Um, the door to Arlong Park. And I put a post-it here simply because this is one of my favorite punches in all of One Piece. When Luffy punches Arlong right here. Just because it's literally his first interaction with well, I guess he says, "Who are you?" And then Arlong says, "Oh," he says, "Which one of you is Arlong?" And then Arlong says, "I'm Arlong." And then Luffy just punches him direct, like right in the face, like first thing. Like I just love that so much because he literally it's his first time meeting him. He doesn't know shit about him. I mean, and like all he knows is that he made Nami cry. He made Nami cry, and that's more than enough reason to just punch the shit out of him upon meeting him. I always thought that was really cool. All right, so we got the Straw Hats going up against the Fishmen. Oh yeah, so Momu comes back. And I put a post-it here. And I remember I was thinking, like, because I just reread this just now. And while I was rereading it, this moment here where Momu shows up and then he sees Luffy and Sanji and he remembers that he got his ass kicked by Luffy and Sanji, so he starts to leave. But then Arlong says, "Oh, if you really want to run away, like go ahead, I won't stop you." And for some reason, when Arlong says that, it like freaks out Momu, and then he attacks the Straw Hats, and I was just like, what does that mean exactly? Like what was Arlong implying? Um, we don't really get any more of an explanation. It just apparently like Arlong has some kind of like I don't know, he has some kind of hold on Momu, which I guess was clear, but um, apparently like when he tells him, "Oh yeah, go ahead and leave," it freaks Momu out, and they don't really explain further than that. Oh yeah, yeah. So I put a post-it here. I think I just wanted to talk about how this is where Luffy puts his feet in the ground and then twirls around and then grabs Momu by the horns and then Gomu Gomu no windmill and I like spins him around. And I guess I put a post-it there because I don't know. I thought it was a little dumb that Luffy like plants his feet in the ground and then gets himself stuck. Like he totally fucked himself over. So it's like, oh damn, like I mean that sets up the rest of the book where it's like, oh, Luffy's not around. They're trying to save him. So that was the whole point. But it's like really Luffy. Like you probably could have handled that differently. Um, oh yeah, I put a post-it here because this is the first. I think I want to talk about this cover story with Helmeppo and Kobe. Um, what always bothered me was how Kobe, his face changes. Like later in the series, when you see him again during, I guess it's the post Enies Lobby arc. Um, he looks different. Like his face just looks different. Like his nose is different, and like the shape of his face is different. And yeah, and he just doesn't look exactly like the same character. That always bothered me a little bit. Like I feel like he should have just had the same face. Like he could have definitely been like taller and like more like buff or whatever. But I feel like his face shouldn't have changed that drastically. Like I wonder why Oda decided to change his face completely like that. Um, that always kind of bothered me about Kobe. I still love Kobe. I still think he's awesome, like no matter what his face looks like. But yeah, I wish I kind of wish he had kept the same face. Okay, so Volume 10 is awesome because it's mostly just the fights between the Straw Hats and the Arlon pirates. Okay, so here we get Hachi attacking Sanji or attacking Luffy with the giant boulder or whatever. Not a boulder, but a giant piece of rock, I guess. And slams it on top of Luffy, but Sanji's able to break it with his kick. Then Usopp tries to pull out Luffy, who's stuck. And I guess this is where we get the beginning, like the setup for all the fights, like everybody who's going to be fighting who. Usopp runs away and Shu follows him. And then he turns around and hits him with the Fire Star, which I thought was a pretty cool moment. And then he runs away immediately afterwards. And they even say like I was talking about like in a couple like last video or something. I was talking about how Usopp is brave one second and cowardly the next, and they literally say the same thing in this volume. One moment he's brave, the next he runs away screaming. Oh yeah, I like this moment when Luffy goes to punch Arlong and he grabs his hand and then picks him up and since he's stuck in the ground, he like picks up like part of the ground with him. I always thought this was a cool punch right here because he's like in the perfect position to like just give him like a right punch, and that's what he does. I thought that was a cool moment. Then he throws him in the water, throws him in the ocean. Usopp's still running away. Oh yeah, and then we get the start of the Zoro versus Hachi fight, which is an awesome fight, and same thing with Sanji versus Karubi. Oh yeah, and then Nojiko and Genzo decide to go after Luffy to get him out of the water because he's sinking and he's gonna die. Okay, so we got Luffy, the Sanji fight and the Zoro fight going on at the same time. Oh yeah, I put a post-it here. I think it's because this is when Hachi says, "I'm the second best swordsman of Fishman Island." Right here. He's the six sword style swordsman, and it's interesting that he says I'm the second best because I think during the Fishman Island arc, we actually see the guy he was talking about, like the first strongest swordsman, and I think he fights Zoro too. It's been a long time since I've read Fishman Island, but I remember the other octopus guy. Except him, it's his legs. He has like the octopus legs as opposed to having 8 arms or whatever, or 6 arms, and um, and then Zoro fights him too. So I think that's who he's talking about, if memory serves. Oh yeah, I always love this drawing. I think this is an awesome drawing of Zoro right here. It's pretty dope. Oh yeah, this was always pretty rad. I think I actually put a post-it note here. I think I just wanted to point out how awesome this sequence is. This Zoro fighting Hachi. And he dodges all his attacks. He gets the swords from Johnny and Yosaku, streaming wolf swords. He just dodges everything. And while he was dodging, he actually attacks him and like slices him up. Oh yeah, and then he gets headbutted by Hachan. This fight is so fucking awesome. This whole sequence, Zoro's like about to get sliced up, falling into Hachi's like windmill of blades, and just spins all over him. And then this panel here is really awesome. He like cuts up his hands and lands. This fight is so cool. Oh, and I think this is the first Tatsumaki, the first Dragon Twister. This is a signature Zoro move, and this is the first time he does it. That's classic Zoro right there. Just owns Hachi. Oh yeah, and then Sanji just dives into the ocean, which was kind of like a dumb thing to do, because there's no way he's gonna be able to. Yeah, no, like underwater, he just can't. He can't really beat Kurubi, and Kurubi just beats his ass like when they're underwater while Nojiko and Genzo are trying to save Luffy. This is a pretty cool panel right here. Hits him with the elbow. Then he hits him with a bunch of Fishman karate moves, which apparently are amplified underwater. Yeah, like Sanji going underwater for the first time was kind of like it was just him getting his ass beat. Like I mean, I guess he kind of like gets an update on what's going on with Luffy because he didn't know that Nojiko and Genzo were down there. So now he's like, oh, okay. He kind of sees what's happening. So I guess that's reassuring, but it cost him a lot. Like he got his ass handed to him while he was down there. Oh yeah, and this moment always kind of bothered me because Sanji runs out of oxygen. And he runs out of air while he's underwater, and Kurubi is like diving all the way to the bottom of the ocean, and the pressure is fucking up Sanji's organs. And then he's trying to get back to the surface, and he's like, oh shit, like I can't breathe. I need to get air. And then he's like Kurubi has got him. He's got Sanji he's like holding on to him while he's like diving down and going back up and then diving down again. And then Sanji's like, oh wait a second. When the fishmen are underwater, they're breathing with their gills. So if I blow air into their gills, it's gonna like fuck him up or whatever. Like he won't be able to like it'll hurt him or whatever. And he does that right here. But I was like, how does he have enough air in his lungs to do that? Like how does he have enough air in his lungs to blow air, like that much air into Kurubi's gills? That always bothered me because he was literally saying like, I'm out of air. I need to breathe. I need oxygen. And then like the next minute he's like blowing air into Kurubi's gills. And it's like, damn, like how did you do that if you needed air that bad? You shouldn't have had enough air in your lungs. But then he okay, so they get out of the water. And then Sanji just unloads on Kurubi. And this was an awesome sequence, both in the manga and in the anime, where he just keeps kicking Kurubi, and just kicks him and kicks him and kicks him with all these cool like French names, and then just Mouton Mallet, boom, owns him. And I think that's the same move he used against Queen recently when he beat Queen. It's a similar panel too. He's in like the same position. I think he's like on the other side of the panel, but I think it's the same move, which is interesting. Okay, so Kurubi are down, Hachi is down, Arlon's the only one left. They're still trying to save Luffy. Oh yeah, and then we got Usopp's fight. I almost forgot. Usopp, I was rereading this fight and I was like, damn, like Usopp kind of owns Chew. Like like Hachi versus Zoro and Sanji versus Karubi. It's kind of back and forth. I mean, Sanji and Zoro have the upper edge. Like they're clearly stronger, so it makes so like they come out on top. Uh, but they're still like taking hits and like fighting. Like it's still a fight. Like they're kind of neck and neck somewhat. Um, but in this fight, honestly, like Usopp takes one punch. He takes this punch here, which is a pretty awesome page. And then but then he gets back up like immediately afterwards. He hits him with the Usopp hammer. Then he goes to hide. No, then he does the rubber band. Throws the bottle of booze at him, breaks it, covers him with the booze. Then Chew fires the giant lipo cannon at him. But then he comes after Usopp, and Usopp hits him with the deadly fire star and lights him on fire because he's covered in booze right here. And then he just follows up with the Usopp hammer and then just keeps pummeling him with the Usopp hammer, and then he beats him. And it's like, damn, like, Usopp kind of owned him. Like, he takes one punch, but then he just, right afterwards, he just does a sequence of attacks and just takes him out completely. Like, just owns him. And it's cool, because, like, he like, wasn't believing in himself at the beginning, but then at the end, he's like, yeah, I'm the shit. Don't underestimate me. Okay, so then we got Arlon versus Zoro and Sanji. And Arlon does the attack with the water, which is always pretty cool. How fishermen can like fight with water. Then Nami comes back. Luffy comes back to his senses. Oh yeah, wait, let's see here. Oh yeah, Zoro fights Arlong for a little bit. Oh yeah, and this is where yeah, Hachan goes in after Luffy and Sanji and Nojiko while Zoro is trying to hold off Arlong. But then this was a cool moment. I put a post-it note here. Um, when Arlong rips off Zoro's shirt and reveals his scar from his fight with Mihawk, and it's just like bleeding profusely, and Arlong is just like, "How the fuck are you alive? Like, what is going on right now?" And it's just like, "Damn, I need to kill this guy. I need to kill him right now because who knows what he'll be capable of if he could just walk around and fight with that kind of wound." But he doesn't, of course. Um, then Sanji breaks the rock that was around Luffy's feet, and this is when Luffy comes back, and this was very reminiscent of like Dragon Ball, how how Goku always gets delayed in some kind of a way. Like there's a big fight going on, and Goku gets delayed somehow, and everybody's just waiting for Goku to show up. Like, oh, when's Goku gonna show up so that he can save us? That's kind of like what happened here. It's kind of like a similar formula. Oh yeah, so then this sequence is pretty awesome. Luffy goes flying into the air, grabs Zoro, trades places with him. Then it hits Arlong with the Gum Gum Bell, which is a big headbutt. Then Gum Gum Whip. Then Gum Gum Bullet, Gum Gum Gatling Gun. I think that's the third Gatling gun we've ever seen. But that it doesn't really phase Arlong, and Luffy's just like, yeah, I was just warming up. Um, okay, so here we get the beginning of the fight of Luffy versus Arlong, the final fight of the arc. And Arlong like, tries to bite him. He breaks down the pillar. He bites the pillar and just crushes it. And then Luffy punches the pillar. And he's like, "You don't need to have big teeth to crush stone." That was a pretty awesome moment. And he picks up the swords and he starts like flaming around with the swords. And this was always an awesome punch. This sequence right here. He like breaks the sword in Arlong's face and he like twirls around, gets ready to punch him, and then boom, punches him right in the face. I really like that punch too. And he talks about how he needs his crew and how he's gonna beat him. Then Arlon takes out his teeth. And uses them to like attack Luffy. And that's pretty much it. That's the end of Volume 10. So yeah, that was really fun. The Volume 10 is a really awesome volume. All the Arlong Park fights. So yeah, it's pretty dope. Do you like my shirt? A friend from work gave it to me for Christmas. Um, oh yeah, something else I wanted to talk about real quick. I'm a little ahead of schedule, I guess. If these videos are going to be like approximately a half hour. Uh, I was watching Grand Line Review's video this morning. He posted a video about um, how Luffy's fruit is apparently the resin fruit as opposed to the gum fruit, and I don't know, like it made a lot of sense, like all the points he was raising. Like I was just like, oh shit, that actually kind of makes sense. Like maybe he's right. Um, but the only problem I had with that, and I kind of brought this up briefly before, but uh, if Luffy's fruit is not the gum fruit, if it's something else, I mean, he's been saying Gomu Gomu no this whole time. For 25 years, he's been saying Gomu Gomu no every time he does an attack. So he was wrong. Like he didn't. He was saying the wrong thing this whole time, and he's not. Is he not gonna say that anymore? Gomu Gomu no. That's like kind of something I have a hard time wrapping my head around. Um, so I don't know. I feel like he still has the gum fruit. It's definitely been upgraded, and he's unlocking new abilities, and we're just gonna have to wait and see what those abilities are. But I'd be really surprised if his fruit was something completely different, like, and that he has to like rename all his attacks. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up just to put my 2 cents in. Not that anybody cares, but I just wanted to point that out. So yeah, so I think that's gonna be the video. I will probably do another one on Wednesday. I'll do volume 11. And now we're starting to get into the volumes that I haven't reread a bunch of times. Because I reread the first 10 volumes a bunch of times. Um, but after that, there are sequences that I've reread, but for the most part, I was just going week to week after that. So I'm going to, well, not completely week to week. There were times when like I would binge One Piece. I would like read a lot of chapters in a row. But there are definitely a lot of instances that I have forgotten, and so that's why I'm doing this to reread it. So yeah, we're getting into the part of One Piece that I really need to refresh my memory on. So I'm excited because it's going to kind of be well. I know what happens, but I don't remember a lot of the details. So it's going to be like a lot of it will probably be like reading it for the first time. So I'm excited about that. Please join me. Post a comment if you feel so inclined. That would be nice. I would love to interact with some more people. I'm going to upload this now. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you indeed watched me talk about One Piece for over half an hour, and I will see you in the very near future. Take it easy.